Hit record. Oh, okay. So, this will be interesting. Having just woken up. Oh, God damn it. Sorry, cord issues. Oh. I need a minute to wake up, so I'm gonna start this one with the intro. Like I said, I'm not starting every session with the intro, but because that's just gonna get old. You'll get sick of this song. Oh, but I need a minute to wake up, so we're watching the intro today. Oh yeah. So a lot happened in the last two sessions, huh? Oh. Yeah, chapter 4 is really dense. I don't even think we're getting through all of Heimdall today. Then again, I did get those two side quests done yesterday. Because I was like, you know what, no, I want to get those two annoying side quests done. Ugh. You don't appear in this chapter. You did already, and will again. You already have. Oh, or you will be appearing. Spoilers. For the record, that stone dragon we see in the earlier in the intro. Yeah, that one's getting fun this chapter. I'll go ahead and say that. Oh. Oh. I love how Naxi actually poked in a couple of days ago and was like, "Hey, play the crossbow games," and I'm like, "Naxi, buddy, I am not going through tech issues just so it can delay playing my favorite game." Not happening. Alright. So, just turn this down a little bit. Okay. Huh. So yeah, I got the optional shit completed. Okay. There we go. Okay. Looks like there's no... Looks like I didn't necessarily have to do the made for walking one. Like, I could have started it and then just gone through the next area. I didn't know that. Oh well. But that's okay. Alright. So, let's head to the porch, shall we? There it is.
My turn.
Let's play as Fee for a bit. Here we are, Heimdall Port. It's the main harbor that opens up onto the Arnor River. Ah, so that south-flowing river is the Arnor. Or, I don't know why I said Arnor. It's just Arnor. I can see a warehouse district in the distance as well. Yeah. This is a major hub of the capital's freight distribution network. Not quite as important as the transcontinental railroad or airships, but still vital. We also received a monster extermination request from here. Let's see if we can track down whoever made that request. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. Would it be possible to speak with the person in charge here? Person in charge, huh? You're looking at it. Something I can help you with? Can't imagine one would draw a bunch of students to the port. We're here on a request. It's from the Imperial Governor. We've been informed that there's a monster around here that needs to be dealt with. Oh, are you guys hear about that? I just sent the request to City Hall yesterday. Didn't think they'd get anyone out here that quick. I'll bet this is my father's doing. Sheer coincidence of it has the sheer coincidence of it has his fingerprints all over it. What's that? Oh. I didn't recognize what game that was. And that update for Knockout City clearly has his fingerprints all over it too. No, I'm kidding. Well, he is the Imperial Governor after all. He can pull strings. Ah, are you Governor Regnant's son? You must be you must be really proud to have such a hard-working dad like that. Yes, I am. Anyway, would you be willing to explain the particulars of your request to us? Sure, no problem. There's a doorway over there. Here, we know the monster's lurking somewhere in there. It leads to an underground passage, and lately we've been hearing the howls of some beast down there. Old underground passage, you say? You think it's... Might be the same tunnels we went into from the hotel yesterday. It does seem like that network of passageways runs under most of the city. Sorry, it's still waking up. Regardless, it seems the howling monster is our target this time. Might I ask how we can gain access to the underground passage? Is there some problem? This has been bugging me. I think it's something in the way you talk, but you're not a noble, are you? I am, but how does that impact our ability to do what you've requested? Bah, maybe he doesn't, but still. Nobles live the high life. They've looking down on us, common folk. Can't really bring myself to ask for help from people who think they're born better than us. But looks like the reformists have a pretty strong foothold in this part of the city. Yeah, but is that any real surprise? Actually, if that bothers you, I should mention I'm a noble too. Granted, I'm from a pretty distant part of the Empire, but still. You're kidding me, right? Our class is actually made up of both commoners and nobles. I'm a commoner myself, but Reen and Laura here have always gone out of their way to help me. Laura's skilled with a sword, and her commitment to duty is second to none. She'd never dream of looking down on people or giving less than her own. Elliot, Fee. See, this is what I like about that I am a class 7. Heaven. Some guy starts looking at Laura and being like, ugh, noble, ugh. And then Ellie and Fee are just like, yeah, no, piss off, buddy. Laura doesn't look down her nose at people. Absolutely love that. Friends are telling the truth. My father was the one who assigned us this task, so if you feel you can trust his judgment... Sorry, you're right. You came out of your way to give us a hand, but it's hard to shake old beliefs. Here, I'll leave this with you. Head further along the port and go through the door you find. That'll take you to the underground passageway. The layout's pretty complicated, and there's water flowing down there too, so watch your step. You have my thanks. It's nothing. I'm sorry for treating you so rudely. I should be a better man than that. Always thought nobles and commoners were oil and water, but I guess there are some good nobles out there after all. I agree. Alright, we got ourselves a monster to exterminate. Let's head down and into the tunnels. Ready when you are. Before we go, I want you all to know that I really appreciate what you said. Especially you, Fee. I didn't expect that I'd ever hear you stick up for me. It made me truly happy. No need to thank me. There's no in charge for telling the truth. Well, if you insist. Looks like these two really have patched things up. Oh yeah! These two... Okay, let me put it to you this way. I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil this because... I mean, of course I would do this, but... Laura and Fee are... They're my favorite characters. I think I've said that before. I'll be honest with you. In my headcanon, and I know this is weird, but... And I don't mean this as any kind of... okay? Narrative perspective, okay? I need to make this clear. Narrative perspective, not LGBT perspective. But if in my version Reen and Laura didn't end up together, then in my headcanon, Laura and Fee end up together. Again, I can't... Narrative perspective, not LGBT perspective, and certainly not a fetish perspective. No. It's just they fit. That's why I say narrative perspective, right? Because they bounce off of each other so well that there's a real strong connection there. At least that's how I feel about it. Well, I'll take that any day compared to what we had before. Alright, let's start by finding the door that leads to the underground. Yeah. right over here. I put the detection on you, right, Reen? No? Who did I put detection on then? I put it on Elliot. Well, we'll give Elliot a chance to shine. And a bit more. Okay. So yeah, Reen and Fee done. And yeah, Laura's got everybody else to pair off with. Oh wow, the only other one that I've come the closest to maxing out is Elisa. That honestly makes me tilt my head a little bit. Huh. Anyways, let's get in there. Looks like it's opened. If our last trip into these tunnels is anything to go by, it's not going to be easy going. Indeed, we should make sure we're thoroughly prepared. Right. We are. Seems like this was built in the Middle Ages too, just like that passage we were in yesterday. You think they're connected? Even if they were, they're so far apart that I doubt we could find our way to the tunnel from yesterday. I can hear running water too. It looks like the poor chief was right. This area seems like it's connected to some kind of waterway. Maybe it's even connected directly to a Nor River. Judging by the way the sound echoes, this passage is wider than yesterday's. Just as gloomy though. It's gonna be rough. Yeah, no one was expecting it to be smooth going. But at least now, you and Laura can link with each other. That should make battle that much easier for all of us. Yeah, if you were looking for a chance to make up for all the worry you've caused us, well, there you go. Leave it to us. I'm looking forward to repaying our debts to you all. Looks like those two didn't waste much time in putting the past behind them. I'm gonna have to be careful they don't leave me in the dust. Well, to be fair, Elliot, I don't think anybody would blame you. Oh. Steel crates. I suppose that makes sense. I'm going to check something. And if I'm right, I apologize in advance. I am right. Okay, well...
Hostile spotted.
Here we go.
Beginning combat.
Right.
I'll handle it. My turn.
My turn. Okay, it's safe for now.
Oh, Fee's another instant goodbye.
I'll handle it.
You know what? Let's take out a few of them first.
Now.
An opening. My turn. Right. Right. Hey.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
There's only 2 of them left. No reason to waste it.
Laura, let's go.
Understood.
Yes, I got it.
When we fight together,
No one stands a chance.
Oh, hell yeah. That's exactly what I wanted to see.
not bad.
Alright. That actually made that worth it. Some Septif.
That looks like a tough one. Be careful.
Yep. Alright, let's do it.
This one's dangerous. Okay.
Alright, let's show off her S-Craft. Why not?
There you go. Silky dance. That's that. Done. But we can't relax yet.
Okay, so Tiara bomb. You know, somehow, no feed running at turbo speed actually makes a degree of sense. I mean, considering all the
I wonder when that mechanism was made.
I'm guessing a few hundred years ago at least. Probably during the Dark Ages.
Those were difficult times back then. Is that a treasure chest?
phantom phobia.
That one looks annoying. Watch out.
Watch out. This is a tough one.
An opening!
Here we go.
Right!
I'll handle it. She's slow. I'll handle it.
My turn.
My turn.
Of course.
I'll handle it. Got it.
An opening! When we
No one
fight
stands a
together,
chance.
Yeah, let's get on with it. Oh, playing as Fee actually has an advantage because I can snipe enemies. Like I said, I don't want to bore you with random encounters. It's actually one of the reasons why I went New Game Plus, which was because if I am going to have random encounters in my
I spy treasure.
playthrough, then I want them to go quick. But then I discovered that you can just instantly kill enemies that are way too low level for you, so... Oh, yeah. Obviously, I'm going to take advantage of that. It may not give me as much rewards, but meh. That's okay. Like I said, most of the leveling up slash everything is going to be for the final dungeon anyway. And then on my next run through, which will be near the end of 2023, I will be going New Game Plus on...
This area's full of water.
I'll bet there's some way to drain it.
Let's have a look around then.
Anyway, as I was saying, when know, when it's getting close to Trails from Azure's release date, I'm going to go ahead and replay the Sky games and hopefully not lose the freaking recordings this time. That still angers me that I lost the VODs. That really does. That actually really does piss me off. But anyways, that aside, right, when I do go back through the Sky games, I will be doing New Game Plus on that one, on that round. Because it's like, yeah, no. I mean, I've played the Sky games once through, on normal, like, or on,
Is that a treasure chest?
you know, on a new game. So at this point, it's like, no. The only reason I'd be willing to do new game, like just straight new game on, like, say, the next run through of the Gold Seals, would be is actually because I enjoy it. In fact, to be honest with you, the only one I'm not doing New Game Plus on for the Gold Steels is actually going to be 4. Although that's mostly just because it's like well, what am I trying to say? That's mostly because, you know, I haven't done Gold Steel 4 yet. I haven't played through that game yet. Because I figured, you know what, why not just play it on stream? Get the genuine reactions to the finale on camera, right? I mean, that's going to slow down the Cold Steel 4 run substantially because, you know, I will have not played past the first area. I'm not even gonna name it. Like, but yeah, no, you know, I haven't played past the first area, so yeah. Excuse me. Oh my god. Yawn attacks today. At least there's a reason.
Is that a treasure chest?
Gerald, good. Alright. Wait, let's make sure. I got that one, I got that one, got those two. Okay. There's one to the south, one over there, one over there. That's either a recharge station. Yeah, it's a recharge station, okay. I thought that it was a fishing spot for a second.
This place seems like it goes on forever.
My father sure gave us a real humdinger of a job to do.
Well, I'm sure we must be getting close now.
That looks like a tough one. Be careful.
Oh, where the adversary?
My turn.
My turn.
Go!
My turn.
Of course.
My turn!
I'll handle it.
Oh, come on.
Take this. All right, let's keep going.
This Elliot got the victory speech anyway. That's funny.
Oh, what a nice looking treasure chest.
Leg breaker. I believe that it gives you the chance to reduce their move upon an attack. Oops. Yeah, cut down their move by 50% with a 15% chance to do that. God damn it. So, yeah, we saw battle tests up there. There we go.
Oh, a treasure chest.
Yep.
Here we go.
Let's get this over with.
Go.
This.
Go.
I'll take you up.
Finished.
Okay, that was tough.
Nice work, though.
And Machias levels up.
An A+ outcome.
Saram powder, definitely worth it.
That looks like a tough one. Be careful.
I'm betting that's the monster we need to take care of. God dang it. Look at gigantic crocodile. Seems pretty vicious too, and this area doesn't have any good footing either. We'll need to make sure we're fully prepared before we engage it. It's our opportunity to put our combat link to the test feed. Right.
A worthy adversary. Of course. Ta!
Go.
Whoops.
I'll handle it. Now, Laura, let's go.
Understood. Ta! Of course. Ta!
How's Fee taking so much
My
damage?
turn.
Here we go.
Elliot, you mind fixing that? It
Focus
pleases you.
activate.
Okay. Got it.
An opening.
There.
Critical heal.
Of course. Ta!
My turn.
I'll handle it.
Ooh,
Of course.
you little.
Here we go. Go.
I'll take you up.
Too slow.
turn. Huh?
Go! Right!
Okay.
Here we go! Go! I'll take you up!
Of course.
My turn.
Go!
My turn.
Right! Go! Go! I'll take you
Oh,
up!
I could have went
You're
rush.
finished!
Oh well.
Okay, that was tough.
Nice work, though.
Yep. Whew, we did it. Just V. E? Mm-hmm. It's hard to believe that even 24 hours ago, you two still weren't getting along. The two of you really make an amazing team, though. With the two of you coordinating your attacks, I don't think anything stands a chance against us. No, that monster clearly had the advantage as far as brute strength is concerned. But if we didn't have superior numbers, I doubt we would have emerged victorious. Yep, we still got room for improvement. The thought of you two getting any stronger is kind of terrifying. Oh, Marcus, you have no idea. What's wrong? Nothing much. It's just seeing those two got me thinking about that I'm going to need to strengthen my own resolve soon, too. What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it for now. Anyway, we ought to get back and can give a report. Very well, then.
A challenging foe. We should engage it with care.
Yeah, I'm not gonna keep boring you. Marcus leveled up. Wait, how close is feet? Just occurred to me. 416. And yeah, I'll have her level up on the later fights. Is something the matter? Oh, I didn't notice this before, but does anyone else feel a slight breeze in this area? Wait. This way. You think this is like the passage we found yesterday? So there's a secret passage here too. If so, I imagine it probably opens like the last one did. Maybe this leads somewhere else in the capital then. No way to know for sure until we open it. Let's do it. Opens as me. I suspected as much. I wonder where this leads. It's hard to be sure. We lose our sense of distance and location traveling underground like this. But if I had to guess, I'd say we're heading in the direction of... Maybe there's an exit close by. Alright, let's try and make our way outside. Deceptive. lot of my
That one
septic...
looks annoying. Watch out.
Sure.
Watch
My
out. This
septic...
is
My
tough
turn.
one.
A lot of my septic
My
is
turn.
actually pretty high.
Let's go.
I'll handle it. Okay.
My turn.
Right.
Your turn.
My turn.
Too slow. That's that. Let's keep moving.
I'll fight the they won't die once. Just not the ones that I can actually exterminate on. And just by doing that. That seems like a good compromise.
Oh, what a nice looking treasure chest.
Oh, there's the exit.
We're finally there.
Might as well do this, because we haven't done so in a while. Alright. And we're in the Oz District. Hey, isn't this... We seem to have emerged in the old district Machias' home is. In the Oz District. Machias' home is here, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, I had no idea that underground passage went all the way from the port to here. That network of tunnels beneath the city really does seem to cover a vast area. It's like something out of a spy novel. I'll say, maybe it's a sign. What was that? That must be the chime to mark the noon hour. Yeah, that's Heimdall's cathedral's bell. The cathedral itself is pretty far away. Hey, over in the Sanct District, but you can hear it pretty clearly even here. Well, I think it's about time we found something to eat. How about we order to go from the local shops? And we don't really have much, but I'd be happy to at least treat you to coffee at our house. What? You mean, Machias? You're inviting us to your home. And you're inviting us to your home. They decided to grab some fish and chips to go from a nearby place. Their meal in hand, they headed to Machias' house for some coffee. Ah, so this is the capital's famous fish and chips. I was expecting it to be delicious, but even still, I'm impressed. Yeah, that pub's supposed to be pretty well known for their fish and chips. I'll admit it tastes good, but at the end of the day, it's still greasy comfort food. better eat it while it's hot. It tastes disgusting if you let it cool off. Probably still better than wartime rations, though. What food isn't? This coffee seems pretty high class, though. It's got a nice, rich fragrance. Do you buy your own beans or grind them at home? Grind them at home? Yeah, it looks like my father went out and stocked. It looks like my father went out and stocked not too long ago. Now and then he gets the chance to take some time away from his duties to come relax back here. He sees his coffee as a small island of luxury in his hectic daily life, I think. That does sound like something I could see Governor Regnot saying. It seems like quite a respectable man to me. You'd hardly imagine a home like this belonging to an important official like the Imperial Governor. It's tiny. You know, Fee, it wouldn't hurt to be a little less blunt. No worries. As I said, my father and I are commoners through and through. He might be a top official, but neither of us really saw that as a reason to change our whole lifestyle. Besides, it's not as though we don't have some attachment to this house. Ah, right. It does seem like a comfy place to live in, though. Oh, really cozy and relaxing.
Ooh, there's a photo.
Oh, that.
Aww, look at cute little Machias there.
He looks like he had such a sweet disposition.
Yeah, before he grew up to be a stubborn old nag.
Stop nitpicking people's old family photos! Honestly.
Oh, come on, Hakias. You should be used to this kind of ribbing by now.
The governor looks the same as ever, though. Is that woman next to him your older sister or something?
Close enough. She was a cousin on my father's side of the family. Since she lived quite close, she often came to visit. Now her family was just my father and I, so having her around was a big help.
The way you speak about her seems to imply you no longer see her. Did she get married and move away?
She died around 6 years ago.
Oh.
I see. And that has something to do with why you hate the nobility, right?
So...
I never really planned on telling anyone about this, but considering all we've been through, I suppose it's time I told you a little more about me. It's a long story, but would you hear me out?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Glad to.
Thanks. Sis was 9 years my senior. Beautiful, kind. To me, she was in every sense the ideal woman. Now, as I said earlier, we're a family of commoners through and through. But my father proved to be a very capable government official.
There we go.
And eventually, he was promoted to an important government position, where he started to make a name for himself. Honesty and integrity are a core part of his work ethic. So, of course, he made his fair share of enemies. But after seeing success in a number of major projects, he gained a reputation both inside and outside the government. My mother died when I was still young, but Sis happened to live around here and ended up helping us in more ways than I can count. Since she was his niece, my father always made a fuss over her. And even though she didn't live in the same house, she was like a real sister to me, and a real daughter to my father. I was always so proud of her. As a child, she was practically my idol. And as you'd expect, she had countless admirers among the men of the city. But for all her popularity, she was always level-headed and sensible. So I never felt I had anything to worry about, until he appeared. He was one of my father's subordinates at City Hall, though unlike him, he was a noble by birth. A man of high rank, too. the heir of a count. However, he had none of the arrogance or haughtiness one usually associates with the nobility. When I met him myself, he came across as an honest and loyal man. He met Sis when Dad introduced him to her one day, and eventually the two of them fell in love and began a relationship. As a child, I was frustrated beyond words, but even I had to admit that the two of them made a good couple, and Sis seemed so happy when she was with him that I had no choice but to let it go and accept their relationship. Time went on and they became engaged, with Dad acting as the go-between. And that's when everything started to fall apart. His family couldn't have been more blatant in their attempts to undermine the relationship. Apparently, one of the four great houses, House Cayenne, proposed an arranged marriage on short notice. And the Count's family were up in arms at the thought he might choose to take a mere commoner as his wife. Since my father held an important post, they were limited in how shamelessly they could try to sabotage the marriage. They began to harass and threaten her in secret every way they could think of. They made her life a living hell. Maybe she didn't want to cause trouble for the man she loved, or perhaps she did it out of consideration for my father. But all that time, she chose to endure it alone. She never discussed it or asked for help. And finally, it became so crushing that she took her own life. It was only afterward that my father and I learned what had really happened. It seems that at the very last, he had chosen to betray her love for him. But I told her, he said. I told her I'd treasure her as my mistress instead if she'd just accept that we couldn't be married. I just don't understand it. Why would she take her own life? After that, my father seemed to redouble his efforts. It was like watching a machine kick into high gear. With the help of his ally, Chancellor Osborne, he was able to wrest control of City Hall from the noble faction. Then, 4 years ago, he was appointed to his current position as governor of Heimdall. And that's how the Regnitz family came to be where it is.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. What the heck? I have one thing I can say. And pardon my bluntness, because I mean this most sincerely. What the fuck do you say to all that?
So that's why you started hating nobles?
Yeah. I was so furious at Sis's death. My hatred needed to be directed at someone. Anyone. First I blamed her fiancé, then his family, then the family of the Duke who tried to intervene. In the end, I just hated the nobility as a whole. The people, their culture, the entire idea of social classes. I desperately wanted the strength to win against them, to show how right I was, how wrong they were. Deep down, I knew the truth about my hate. I knew I was taking out my anger on people who didn't deserve it. People who had done nothing wrong.
You did?
They may be from different social classes, but people are still individuals. Sis's fiancé was faithful to her. He just wasn't strong enough to shield her from all that ugliness, despite his love. And the Count and his family were only acting in their best interests, which is to be expected, really. Ultimately, I've had to acknowledge that not all commoners are good people, and not all nobles are unworthy of respect. Eustace might not have done much to change my opinion, but getting to know you two showed me that there are nobles who live up to that name.
Machias.
I have no idea how my father feels about all of this, but this is how I've come to feel.
I see. You have my thanks.
I'm glad you felt you could talk to us about it.
Still, I don't think it hurt to be a bit more honest with yourself. If you're willing to admit all of that, maybe you can find it in you to be friends with Eustace too.
Are you kidding me? I might accept that not all nobles are bad, but that arrogant, self-centered fool can go choke on a palm. He's mocking me for spending so much time studying, or telling me I need to get out more.
I don't think he goes quite that far. Besides, I don't think he does it on purpose. He doesn't mean any harm.
That's the most irritating part! He does it without thinking!
Well, that was a good coffee break, wouldn't you?
I guess. Well, lunchtime is over. It must be almost time for summer festival decorations to start going up. Huh? I would have thought preparations for that would have started way before now. Is the summer festival not that big of a deal in the capital? It depends on who you ask, I guess. I've always just thought of it as one of those small yearly traditions. In my hometown, the summer festival is a major event with extensive preparations. Perhaps those places where the ancient and amistic traditions survive put more effort into celebrating the festival. Animism does seem to have mostly vanished here. Not as much as in Ruhr or Crossbelt, though. Well, I suppose it's hard to think of it as a seasonal festival in the capital when it's celebrated a month late to begin with. I think most just see it as an opportunity to catch a glimpse of the Imperial family. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, that makes sense. Is that your Arcus ringing? What's it doing ringing out here? This is Class 7 Group A, Reen Schwarzer speaking. Hello there, Reen. Hello there, Reen. This is Carl Regnitz. Huh? Governor Regnitz? Dad. Come to think of it, he did say we'd be able to use our Arcus communication functionality in the city, didn't he? You're Group A's representative, so I figured it'd be best to call you. Is now a good time? Yes, now it's totally fine. We actually just left your home. Machias invited us in for coffee. Aha, did he now? I had a favorite specialty store roast. Those beans just the way I like them. It was top-notch brew, alright. With all that's been going on, it was nice to just sit down and enjoy a good cup of coffee. Well, I'm glad you were able to spend some quality time together. Anyway, getting to the point. I'm calling because we have a bit of a problem on our hands. That being the case, I'd like Group A to take care of one additional task. Extra task? We can do that. It's sure, but what exactly is it you'd like us to do? There appears to have been a burglary at the jewelers in Garnet District. But that's not all. The culprit seems to have left a message addressed to you. What? Your confusion is Your confusion is understandable. However, the jewelers submitted a report to the burglary to the City Hall a short while ago. Normally, I'd leave this to the proper authorities, but would you be willing to go and see if there's anything you can do? Of course, sir. We'll head over to the Garnet District at once. Alright then, I'll leave this matter in your hands. What was that all about? Whatever it was, you seem perplexed. Well, wait till you hear this. Explain. So, a jewelry boutique was burglarized and the culprit left a message addressed to us? Weird. Though thinking about it, this all sounds kind of familiar. Yeah, now that you mention it, I'm getting a strange sense of deja vu as well. Still, it would have been helpful if my father could have furnished a few more details. Well, it's already past noon. let's head over to the Garnet District and find out what happened. And yes, this is going exactly where you think it's going. Oh, we just automatically head there.
Go!
Oops. Went past the jewelers. Silly me. Excuse me, are you in charge of this store? We're here on behalf of the local government to investigate a reported burglary. Yes, that's right, I'm the owner. You must be the students from Thor's military academy. Indeed, Class 7 Group A at your service. Oh, thank goodness. We may have a chance to recover the Crimson Tiara. So that's the object that was stolen. Yes, exactly. It's embedded with priceless carnelian gemstones, captivating the hearts of all who gaze upon it. It's the centerpiece of our display, under consideration to become a national treasure and valued at almost 100 million mira. Pretty pricey. Yeah, I'll say. Hey, it was being displayed in that big showcase in the center of the room, wasn't it? I'd heard the store was fitted with the best security system money could buy, so they could display the tiara safely. I'm afraid this was all due to my carelessness. There was no problem with our recently installed security system. The problem was me falling right into Phantom Thief B's trap. Wait, the Phantom Thief B? Yes, Elliot, unfortunately, the Phantom Thief B. Blue Blanc. And what's stupid is there's going to be a quest from him in Cold Steel 2 as well. You ever notice that all of the games that he's in he does this? The only exception to this so far has been Cold Steel 3, but that's because that game had nothing to do with him. Well, except for that one door, but that's beside the point. That one door was just a report on him. That door really didn't have anything to do with him directly. So, I've heard all manner of rumors about him, but I still find it hard to believe this was actually his doing. The name sounds kind of familiar. Seems like Elia and Machias know of him. Yeah, he's a thief with quite a reputation in the capital. He calls himself a liberator of beauty, and he made quite a name for himself with a string of major thefts a number of years ago. He even gained an enthusiastic fan following for the daring and graceful methods he uses during his thefts. Oh, now I remember where I heard about this name before. He's the thief who managed to steal an orbital tank from the Imperial Army, right? Yeah, that's one of his most famous exploits. I seem to recall hearing that story myself. I wonder how one steals a tank. So, do we know how the tiara was stolen? Phantom Thief B is well known for sending the victim a card notifying them of the intended crime before he commits it. Did he send a card this time? Yes, that's right. This card also contained this message. Your prized tiara has already been replaced with an imitation. However, that message was a feint. While we did have the utmost faith in our security system, we knew that if anyone could get past it, it would be him. We decided to open the display case to check the tiara, and as it turns out, That's what he was counting on us to do. So that's when he stole the tiara, huh? I'm afraid so. Unbelievable. I assume you weren't able to get a good look at the culprit's face? Indeed, as soon as we opened the display case, the lights all went out. At the time, and we got them back on. By the time we got them back on, the tiara had vanished. I see. Seems like he's no ordinary thief. With a piece as valuable as this, can you maybe explain how you decided we'd be the optimal choice for this request? Ah, of course. Please take a look at this. To the owner of this establishment, know that I have the Crimson Tiara securely in my possession. Should you fulfill my conditions, I promise that it shall be returned to you unharmed. If not, I make no guarantees. First, you must report this incident to the Railway Military Police. Second, you must deliver the other card here to the members of Thor's Military Academy's Class 7, Group A. Third, the aforementioned Group A must overcome the trial written on said card. Phantom Thief B. It really is addressed to us. I find the thief's apparent reveling in his crimes somewhat unpleasant. Yeah, though on the other hand, he seems to be giving us a chance to get the tiara back. True. Do you have this other card that the thief mentioned? Of course, please take this. Salutations, ladies and gentlemen of Thor's Military Academy's Class 7 Group A. Should you wish to recover the treasure you seek, accept and overcome the trials I have placed before you. All of the keys lie within the Vermilion capital. The first key is at the feet of the Emperor with the heart of a lion. Yeah, we're back to riddles. I can't get away from them. And he gave us a riddle in Sky 1. He gave us a riddle in Sky 2. He's giving us one here in Cold Steel 1. And Sky 3 was all about riddles. Although they didn't come from Phantom Thief B. Made from Blue Block. Well, I'm sure the Vermilion capital is just referring to the city itself. But as for the feet of the Emperor of the Heart of Lion, seems like a treasure hunt, and this card is our first clue. It does seem that way. So do you think you can help us out? We'd be happy to. Indeed, taunting us like that. I'm all for wiping that smug satisfaction off his face. Let's be off then. Thank you so much. Please find it. Joy. So, yeah, that first one was pretty easy to figure out. Let's not even kid ourselves. That riddle is such a softball. The Emperor with the Heart of Lion. It couldn't mean anything other than the statue of Emperor Draco's. Agreed, it's hard to hear a clue like that and not immediately think of Draco's Lionheart. And this statue is the most famous monument to him here in Heimdall. Then chances are good we're in the right place. The card said to look at his feet. Let's do it then. There we go. Oh, it's the same type of card as the last one too. I assume we were correct then? Well, we won't know until we check. The second key is in the northeastern seat of the Prismatic Palace. Second key, so basically, we got another scavenger hunt, so it seems. I can't believe he's making us go through this whole rigmarole. What can we do but play along, though? In the northeastern seat of the Prismatic Palace. Just what could that mean? Prismatic Palace. The Orbital Factory? No? Okay, no. I don't have the patience to put up with Blue Blanc's bullshit. So, walk through. Mater Park. Son of a bitch. Ugh. I tend to black out, requests instead. I hate. Excuse me. Ugh. Ooh, excuse me. Jesus. Come on, Alex. Ugh. Anyways, as I was saying, I tend to black out quests that are bad. I mean, okay, maybe this one's not terrible, but... Oh, right, I gotta go inside here.
There's so many butterflies.
It really gives the place an exotic touch, huh?
Northeast, that's... Wait, no, that should be east. Unless I'm wrong. Hang on. Could have sworn it said over here. Oh, god damn it. Bench in the upper right. There it is. This must be the Prismatic Palace. Yeah, all signs point to the Crystal Garden, which leaves only the northeastern seat. I'm presuming it refers to an actual place one can sit. Which would suggest we ought to investigate this bench in the northeastern part of the garden. Is that it? Seems so. What does it say? Let's see, the third key is... At the round table where once rested the gauntlets that supported the east of the city. Oh goody, another riddle. Still, what can we do but keep going? Ah, it seems fate has ordained that we should meet again. I recognize that voice. Me too, Reed. Me too. Who were you again? He's Baron Blue Blanc. Yeah, we first met him during our field study in Berea-Hard, I believe. Très bien. I am most pleased to see that you have not forgotten me. Though if my eyes do not deceive me, you have two new faces among your throng today, no? It's nice to meet you. I've heard mention of you from my classmates. Has your search for beauty brought you all the way to Heimdall, too? You could indeed say that. However, to meet not just in Berea-Hard, but among the picturesque elegance of the Vermilion capital as well. Truly, it seems like we are bound together by a destiny most inseparable. Would you not agree? I'm not sure. He's a bit on the unique side, huh? Yeah, unique. Let's just call it that. I couldn't sense him coming at all, though. Please, the intensity of your stares is positively withering. Or is it that my overwhelming beauty has clutched your heart so tightly that you cannot help but gaze in wonder? Oh, I bet all the mirror I have on me. Hey, that's absolutely not the case. That I have on me, that's absolutely not the case. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's still much I must attend to. I wish you the best of luck with your studies. And there he goes. So what did he come to convey to us? But that guy? Who knows? See, the funny thing is you probably just look at him and go, really with him? Like, okay, here's the thing. As I have mentioned before, I didn't play much of Sky 1. Okay, so I didn't know anything about Phantom Thief B. And by extension, I didn't play Sky 2, where we actually meet Blue Blanc in the flesh. So, yeah, I was kind of just like, I had no idea who he was, right? So, meeting him here, I was like, huh. And then when the reveal at the end of this quest happened, which honestly I have already spoiled, and by extension the Sky games have already spoiled, because I mean, come on. We already have seen the image of Phantom Thief B and its Blue Blanc, so never mind the fact that Toval even said, hey, you sound like somebody that my friends told me about a while ago, right? So, so playing this for the first time, I wasn't really paying it any mind, right? Because I figured, okay, this is just kind of a goofy little side thing. Hey, side thing. It seemed like they were trying to hint at something being up with Blue Blanc, but I didn't think, member of an evil cult, right? He didn't give me evil cult vibes. Oops, right? Now, the members of the Doma organization, or Paradius if you prefer in Yu-Gi-Oh!, I get a cult vibe. The followers of Magda in Diablo 3, I get a cult vibe, right? Hell, even the guys who get experimented on in Final Fantasy VII, I get kind of a cult vibe. Although that's mostly just because they're so heavily disfigured. For the record, no, there's no cults in Final Fantasy VII. Not really. Illy, right? It just, they kind of give off a bit of a cult vibe. It's just, they're not actually a cult, right? So, but anyways, to go back to this. Oh, there it is. Okay. At the round table where once rested the right. I forgot what this thing was, but we know what that is. The gauntlets. The gauntlets that once held the city up. Gee, could it be the guild, the hall of the guild, and the hall of the guild where their logo is literally that of a gauntlet? Sorry. Gauntlets that supported the east of the city. The gauntlet is the symbol of the Bracer Guild, isn't it? It's on their emblem, too. Yeah, the once and east parts mentioned in the note would seem important as well. This building was once a branch of the guild, and, well, the capital had It once had 2 such branches. This is the easternmost branch. Must be the round table. Ah, there it is. I can't believe he even trespassed into our lodgings. Indeed. Though from the look of things, he doesn't seem to have touched anything else. Still not a pleasant thought. Yeah, it's kind of creepy knowing he was here. Especially considering we don't know what he's actually after. Yeah, I do. I'm not even gonna argue this point. Like, no. It is freaking creepy. Oh, yeah. I guess I should make a note of this. There we go. Anyway, let's see what the next card says. The 4th key is on the bottom of the white burden of the steel bird perched on the water's edge. Sure enough, it's another riddle. And a rather challenging one at that. Well, water's edge would mean the port. The steel bird perched at the water's edge. The last clue seems like it might be referring to the crane here in Heimdall Port. And that would make it gets white burden, these containers. I can't see a card attached to any of them though. The clue did say it would be on the bottom. Then perhaps we should discuss this with whoever is in charge here and ask them to check the containers for us. That'd be Port Chief DeBerto. We met him earlier today. So let's see if he's willing to help us. Explain. How the devil did that get stuck to the bottom like that? He wouldn't have been able to attach it without lifting the container, and that would have meant using the crane. When did he do it? None of us ever noticed anything suspicious. Well, he is supposed to be a master of disguise, right? Maybe he disguised himself as one of the workers here? I can only guess as to how he might have done it, but it's definitely not something a normal person could pull off. That aside, what does the card say? Oh yeah, let's see. The final key is also hidden near the water's edge. The crimson crown you seek sleeps within a black ark, nestled in the steel car that marches within the minutes. This one's just as obtuse as the others. Though if it's also hidden near the water's edge, from all indications, I'd say the next one is here in Heimdall Port too. I'd say Final Key and Crimson Crown too. It says Final Key and Crimson Crown too, so at least there's that. Yeah, looks like this is the last one. Steel that travels through the minutes. Very, very simple. The steel car. My guess is that the last clue refers to the orbital tram. That seems like the best fit. What about marching with the minutes? The train and tram schedule, of course, arriving and departing at preset times. Heimdall Port is the starting and ending point for all the trams in the city. So you could say that the tram here is waiting for its appointed time. That makes sense, in a weird way. I guess this is the place then. Let's get the driver's permission to have a look inside. Excuse me, do you think you could do us a favor? Sure, what do you need? Explain. The infamous Phantom Thief B hid something in this tram car. Yes, we believe that to be the case. Wow, really? Well, I get where you're coming from. Go on and look around as much as you want. Thanks for your cooperation. Looks like this must be the Black Ark mentioned on the card. Our Phantom Thief appears to have taken no pains to hide it. Isn't it kind of weird that the driver didn't notice it? Maybe Phantom Thief B left it here not too long ago. I wouldn't be so sure. Anyway, let's have a look inside. This is such a fiery glow to it. Well, this is definitely the Crimson Tiara we've been running all over town looking for. So this thing's worth 100 million Mira. Gulp. I'm almost afraid to handle it. Yeah, we gotta be really careful about getting this back to the jeweler safely. I would just grab the case and just be like, well, let's take this with us.
So the tiara really was in there, huh? Now I'm wondering if the last passenger who stepped off the tram was Phantom Thief B himself. I don't remember there being any unusual passengers on board, though.
I see. So you have no idea who Phantom Thief B could have been then?
To have done so much and yet left no trace of his presence. He must truly be a master at covering his tracks.
I'll say. But hey, at least we were able to get the tiara back. I suppose that's good enough.
What's wrong, Reen?
Why are you staring at me like that?
Because he knows who you are. Jackass.
I think it's time we put an end to this little charade. Don't you, Baron Blue Blanc? Or should I call you Phantom Thief B?
What? This savory taste is why the unripe fruit is the most delectable of all.
Wait, aren't you the Baron we met earlier? But that mask...
That's the mask of Phantom Thief B.
Allow me to introduce myself once again. I am Phantom Thief Blue Blanc, otherwise known simply as Phantom Thief B. Baron Blue Blanc is but one of the many roles I have assumed during my pursuits. Incidentally, might I ask when you first discovered my true identity?
It didn't really take much discovering. You went out of your way to show up in the Crystal Garden after all. Now, maybe it's just me, but I find it hard to believe you were seriously trying to hide your identity to begin with. Your disguises? Nothing short of perfect, I have to admit. But with all the work you've put into this, I suspected you might come check on us near the end of your little game.
Ha ha! I see. Excellent deductive reasoning. Simply splendid.
But why would you do something like this? Why go to all the trouble?
Ah, does that interest you? Must there be a motive?
Nah. Now that we know your identity, there's nothing more to discuss.
Theft is a crime.
Indeed. A crime we will not allow to go unpunished.
Ah, what spirited youths you are!
What? How did he do that?
Just a little trick I like to keep up my sleeve. Regardless, you have provided me with plenty of sport and more than enough entertainment for one day. I'll be watching your future achievements with keen interest. Ladies and gentlemen, Until we meet again, I bid you adieu.
He disappeared again.
That's quite a little trick.
He might still be nearby. Let's search the area.
Yeah. I can't believe that you were able to recover the tiara safely. How can I ever thank you? I almost get the impression we're the reason he stole it in the first place. Maybe we should apologize to you. Oh no, not at all. Phantom Thief B's conquests have always seemed rather capricious. I imagine he just decided to use all of you as a convenient excuse for his latest escapade. Given how fixated on us he seemed, I don't think that's at all likely. Well, better not say anything. Indeed, the last thing we want is to cause us more confusion here. I'm afraid I can't offer you much, but please take these as a token of my thanks. All element septive times 500. This is a lot of septive. Are you sure it's alright to give us that much? It almost feels like it's more than we deserve. Well, this is a jewelry boutique after all. We have more septif lying around than we know what to do with. Well, that does make sense. Thank you very much. Think nothing of it. It's the least I could do after all you've done for us. Alright. So... Right, because now it's time to exit, and then we get another scene. Whew, that was quite exhausting. Phantom Thief B was an even more unpleasant fellow than I had expected. Anything to think his smug face was watching... Annoying to think that smug face was watching us the whole time. Yeah, though his name is pretty well known around here. He was plainly suspicious even when we first met him, but I didn't suspect he'd prove this much of a troublemaker. Something wrong, Ring? I was just thinking, he must be incredibly skilled. He disguised himself so well that he was virtually unrecognizable, not to mention that all those other things he did. If this were martial arts we were talking about, he'd definitely be at the master level. I can't disagree. True. But why would someone like that try to mess with us? He specifically asked for Group A, too. Though I can't imagine why. Hold on. Is that my father again? This is Class 7, Group A. Hey, Reen Schwarzer speaking. Hello, hello. Sounds like you're keeping yourselves busy. I know it's you, Instructor Sarah. Oh, got it. Ooh, got it in one. How'd you guess? Don't tell me. Is it your smoldering love for your tragically beautiful teacher? I have many feelings about you, but love would be stretching it. Anyway, you don't usually call us while we're out on the field study. Something wrong? Actually, there's somewhere I'd like Group A to go. When you're finished with what you have to do for your field study, I'd like you to head over to the Sanctity District. Okay, let's see. That's where Heimdall Cathedral and the embassies are, right? I think Ulysses Academy is somewhere around there, too. Yeah, that's the place. I want all of you assembled outside St. Australia's School at 5 o'clock. Group B will be there, too. What? Don't worry, I've already informed the governor about this, so go ahead and enjoy yourselves. Anyway, have fun. Doodles! Hey, hold on! What's wrong now? It sounded though the instructor is being her usual irresponsible self again. Pretty much. I don't know what she's thinking. Explain. Oh, I know where that is. That girls' academy for nobles. Isn't that the one your sister attends? I have a few acquaintances who attend there myself. But I can't imagine why she'd have us all meet there. Girls' academy, huh? I'm kind of curious. I'm sure she has her reasons. Weird ones, probably. It's almost evening, so we should finish up here and start heading over. The best way to get to the Sanct District is by tram, right? Yeah, doesn't matter where we can catch the train from. It'll pass through there. I'd almost dread to think what we'll have to do when we get there, though. Actually, we're gonna have one of my favorite scenes. But before we do that, this is a 100% run, so let's make sure that I'm done. Oh, that's day 3.
Right.
Okay. So no, there's a hidden quest after, but we don't have to worry about it for right now. So let's head over. Oh. Why can I not go there? I guess I have to hit up the tram? Oh, yeah, I do. I have to hit up the tram. I doubt we'll have time to do anything else once we've arrived at the Sanct District. Should we get going? We've done all the side quests, so yeah, let's get going. Now I'm curious if that screw up in Nord is going to cost me the complete 100%.
They were wearing the same uniform as Reen's sister.
Yeah, they must go to St. Estrella too.
So, the famous St. Estrella Girls' School is around here, huh? It's supposed to be a combined middle and high school exclusively for the young ladies of the nobility.
Yeah, this is one part of the capital that the masses have no reason to visit. Although, I can at least support the school's commitment to fostering chastity and rejecting materialism.
You seem to know an awful lot about a fancy girls' school.
No, I don't. This is all just common knowledge.
Anyway, let's go and wait by the front gate.
Yeah, those were the instructor's orders.
I'm feeling kind of nervous, actually.
Why would you?
To men, this academy must seem clad in the mysterious, impenetrable aura of feminine nobility.
Oh, jeez, I'm already creeping up on the 2-hour mark. Oof. I don't think I'm finishing Heimdall today.
I was wondering, did you not want to come here, Laura?
My father did recommend it to me, but they offered no classes in the martial arts. That alone was reason enough to look elsewhere.
I can totally understand that.
Though I get the feeling Laura would cause a real uproar if she went to a school for genteel young ladies.
Yeah, I can picture the chaos now.
Oh? I have a number of acquaintances who attend there, and from all I hear, it does seem to be a wonderful school. I've heard that even Princess Elfin herself is a student there.
I've heard that too.
Princess who?
You've seriously never heard of her? I know you're not from Erebonian, but even still.
To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if plenty of Erebonians didn't know who she is.
Princess Elfin is the daughter of our reigning emperor, His Majesty Emperor Ugent. She's supposed to be as sweet as an angel and popular with everyone.
Is that so?
Actually, I believe she's the same age as Fee. I've had the opportunity to meet her once before. She truly is as charming as the rumors suggest.
I figured as much. I've seen photographs of her plenty of times in magazines, though I've never had the opportunity to meet her.
Sounds like she's in the same school year as Elise, come to think of it. She has a twin brother, too, Prince Cedric. He's the crown prince of Erebonia.
Oh, right. I think I've seen a picture of the prince in a magazine before. Dark blonde hair, like Eustace's brother, right?
Oh, I think you're thinking of Prince Oliver. He's Cedric and Elfin's older brother.
Why isn't he the crown prince then?
I've heard the reason is that his mother was a commoner. It seems like a stupid reason to deny him the right of succession, but that's how nobles do things.
Well, then he also effectively accepted that, too, because it gives him more
I
freedom.
feel like I've been hearing his name a lot lately.
Yeah?
He made a big splash when he came back from Liberl aboard that airship. You know the one, right?
Ah, you must be referring to his return aboard the Arcel, after the crisis in Liberl was put to rest.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. It really made a big impact. I'd never seen an airship that looked so white and elegant before.
I believe my father went to welcome the prince back in his capacity as imperial governor, too. And yeah, now that you mention it, that does seem to be when I started hearing his name around a lot more.
Oh, you're all here already.
Hey, guys.
Ah, you made it.
It's good to see you all again.
You're a bunch of early birds, aren't you?
Well, we just about finished up everything we had to do when we got the call to meet here.
Were you able to finish up everything on your end, too?
As if we'd leave any loose ends. If not for our unfamiliarity with the city, we would have been finished this morning.
Every time.
Looks like getting these two to kiss and make up will be an uphill battle.
Well, some say that when someone gets under your skin, it means you really care about what they think.
Wait, did you two...
I figured the girls would be the first to notice.
Of course. I apologize for any worry I've caused you.
We're fine now.
Really? That's great! It sure is. Maybe after this field study is over, we can get together and spend the night talking in one of our rooms.
Sounds good.
The thought of a Class 7 pajama party makes me a little embarrassed.
That's girls for you.
Girls and sleepovers go together like jam and toast, huh?
That must be Heimdall Cathedral's bell.
It has a solemn, stately sound, wouldn't you say? It sounds so different from how it does in the Ost District. Though that makes sense considering the distance.
That bell ringing must mean it's 5 o'clock, which means it's almost the time we were supposed to meet here.
Rain?
Elise, what are you doing here? Wait, I guess this is your school, so where else would you be?
Yes. I see all of your classmates are with you too.
It's only been a week since we saw you, hasn't it?
Well, we were told to meet here.
Wait a minute. Are you the ones? The 9 guests I was told to expect at 5 o'clock sharp?
Well, there are 9 of us in Class 7. Wait, what?
Then that would mean you're the one we were told wanted us to come here?
Actually, I suspect that would be a friend of mine. Why does she always have to be such a mischief maker? I swear. She could have at least given me a little warning that you were coming.
Elise?
Anyway, where are my manners? Welcome to St. Estrella Girls' School. I hope you'll enjoy your visit. Right this way.
uniforms from Thor's military academy. My brother studied there. Dang it, this text is going too fast. Dang it. Ah. Isn't that Lady Laura? She was always so gallant. Oh, yeah. See? I can't read that fast. I can't read aloud that fast. This is probably a section I would skip if I were to direct a FF9 or sorry, a Cold Steel 1 theater. Either that or I would literally slow down on the thing. Ugh, I can feel their stares boring holes in my head. Oop. Pay them no mind. We certainly do seem to be the stars of the show today. And Laura's as popular as ever. I can't say that being admired doesn't feel nice, but please don't be too hard on them. We don't have many opportunities to meet people from outside the school. You think that boy in the front is a commoner? I'm not sure, but either way, he looks so handsome. How do you think they know Elise? Actually, you're right. This is kind of uncomfortable. Are they all the same age as you, Elise? I don't know, and I don't care.
What's in here?
It looks like an indoor garden. This is the Academy's rose garden. The person who called you here is waiting inside.
Who did call us here anyway?
Whoever they are, they must have considerable social standing.
Your Highness, I brought the guests. Thank you. Please show them in.
Oh,
No way.
Hey, Elise, is that...
You don't need to ask when you already know. Now, if you'll follow me.
I ask questions you know the answer to.
I knew it.
Hello, Elfin.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen of Class 7. My name is Elfin. Elfin Rice Arner. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. Elise, cheer up. I'm sorry, all right? I was only trying to tease you a little. Don't you have something you wanted to discuss with everyone? Please, go right ahead. Well, that aside, it's been a long time since I last saw both of you, Eustace and Laura. I'm glad to see you're both well.
Likewise, Your Highness.
You've become even more fetching since we last met.
Aw, thank you. I was rather hoping that you'd decide to enroll in Saint Estrella too. But it seems you chose to attend Thor's after all.
Well, I've committed myself to following the way of the sword, and Thor's gives me a place to hone my skills. I apologize for not being able to live up to your expectations.
First I lost Angelica to Thor's, then you too. Perhaps I should just transfer there next year myself. Your Highness. Got you to look. But
Well, she seems lively.
She seems far more easygoing than I was expecting.
I've heard plenty about her, but none of that prepared me for meeting her in person.
So, This is what it's like to be in the presence of royalty. It's actually rather overwhelming.
I can see why people always compare her to an angel.
Me too.
Please don't worry about me. Well, I still have much to learn before I feel like I deserve my status among the nobility. I've been blessed with wonderful friends, and I'm enjoying life here at the Academy.
Well, she does seem to have at least one wonderful friend. Kind of an understatement when that friend happens to be Princess Elfin.
I'm particularly happy to finally be able to meet you, Reen Schwarzer. Elise has told me so much about you. Your Highness?
I'm honored that you'd say so. Elise always mentions in her letters what a great friend she has. As her brother, I wanted to thank you for that.
Reen? Oh, it's so refreshing. You're every bit the person Elise says you are. Perhaps even more so.
Huh?
Actually, I have a teensy-weensy favor to ask. Do you think I could join Elise in thinking of you as my dear brother as well?
What?
Your Highness! You see, Elise has spoken of you so often that in my heart, you've already come to feel like family. And now that I've had the opportunity to meet you, I fear I simply can't suppress these feelings any longer.
Oh, God.
I have 2 brothers already, of course, so I'm sure it won't take long to adjust.
I couldn't possibly. I mean...
That's enough, Your Highness. Aw, don't be so stingy. Surely it wouldn't hurt to share him with me a little. Anyway, that aside, the reason I called you here today was not to talk with me. There is someone else who would like to meet you.
Why? It's not like we're famous.
Who do you mean?
Yeah.
Hey, isn't that...
If you had any doubts that any doubts about it,
A
that
guitar?
confirms that
No, a lute?
it's a lute.
Oh, it seems he's arrived. Oh,
I apologize for keeping you waiting.
I forgot he's even in the Olivier guys too.
it's a pleasure to see you again.
And you as well, young lady. I trust everyone here has been making themselves comfortable.
Who's this guy?
I'm not sure, though I feel like I've seen him somewhere before.
I serve as a music instructor in the hallowed halls of this fine academic institution. In truth, I am ever on the hunt for that elusive mayfly we call love. But that might raise eyebrows at a girls' school. But whose pulse would not quicken wandering into this untainted cloister of dew-eyed maidens? Ah, the romance.
Could he be?
I think that's quite enough. Any more of that, and our guests may start edging toward the exit.
Ah, I can always count on you to never miss a beat, my dear sister.
Oh, wait. So this is...
Whoa.
Indeed.
Prince Olivert.
'Tis I, Olivert Rice Arner, also known by some unscrupulous individuals as the debaucherous prince. I also serve as Thor's Military Academy's ornamental chairman of the board. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, ladies and gentlemen of Class 7.
There's the other shoe dropping. Thor's chairman of the board.
have to admit, I was surprised to learn that you're the chairman of the board of directors, Your Highness. I'd heard that the chairman was a member of the imperial family, but still.
I'm not surprised. Who would expect the infamous prodigal son to chair a committee at a prestigious academy like Thor's? I suppose it's not surprising they'd rather keep it hushed up, though. It wouldn't exactly be great for the school's image.
That's surprisingly forthright coming from you.
Is it really true, though? I mean, that you were the one responsible for establishing Class 7, Your Highness?
Indeed, I was. You see, it's always been a tradition that a member of the imperial family serves as chairman of the board. At first, I wore the title in name only, but I had a change of heart after my vacation in Liberl 2 years ago.
You were in Liberl back then?
That would put your visit during the incident that occurred there, correct?
Right. All I've done since I returned to Erebonia has been inspired by my experience during the crisis in Liberl.
There's them just flat out admitting that Class 7 was effectively inspired by his adventures with Estelle. I like that. I do like that they're forthright about that.
As a result, fruitless though they may prove to be, I've set a number of plans in motion. One of which is to bring the winds of change to Thor's military academy. A gust of fresh air, if you will.
Ugh.
Winds of change, huh?
I can only assume you're referring to our class?
Then the one who decided to throw both commoners and nobles into the same class was...
Yes, the idea was mine. Although the selected students also had to have a high aptitude with the Arcus units too.
I think I'm finally starting to understand the reasoning behind Class 7, and why we're being sent all over Erebonia on these field studies.
To show us firsthand and give us cause to consider the conflict between the two factions. That is the purpose behind our field studies. Is it not, Your Highness?
That is one of the reasons, yes. However, my foremost intention was to show you that during your lives, you will encounter many obstacles and conflicts, not just between factions, but between the capital and the provinces, tradition and technology, even between nations. In these turbulent times, I thought that this would provide the hands-on education today's promising youths need. We need up-and-comers who can think and act independently to face tomorrow's challenges head-on.
That makes sense.
Wow, that's quite a plan.
I can't help but feel a little unsure whether we can live up to such high expectations.
Hearing your explanation has, at the very least, cleared up many of the doubts I've had up to this point.
Class 7 does seem like an ideal environment to expand one's outlook on life.
I feel like going through everything we have so far has brought us closer to doing exactly that.
Yep.
Marvelous. I'm so pleased to hear it. Just listening to you makes me feel even more certain that establishing Class 7 was the right decision. Especially since while the idea itself was mine, I have no real say in how the classes run day to day. Even so, I still hope to meet all of you at least once, if only to tell you all this. And that was when Elfin stepped in and offered to set up this little meeting.
I see. Well, I could hardly refuse such a sincere request from my brother. But it also presented me a fine chance to finally meet Elise's beloved brother, as I've always wanted to. Your Highness!
Thank you for taking the time to tell us all of this, Your Highness. I feel like now that I know, I want to live up to the promise you saw in Class 7. Thing is, am I right in assuming that Class 7 doesn't exist just to fulfill your progressive ideal?
What do you...
Oh?
The board has its chairman, of course, but 3 directors besides. My older brother Rufus, Imperial Governor Karl Regnitz, and Irina Reinford of the Reinford Group.
Oh, yeah.
Now that you mention it...
They do seem to have certain expectations for us.
Precisely. As I mentioned, I no longer have anything to do with how Class 7 is run. That authority lies with the directors. As you're keenly aware, Rufus and Governor Regnitz sit on opposite sides of the factional divide. And while Chairman Irina is mostly involved with Class 7's technology, like the Arcus, her intentions are a mystery to me. And it's those 3 who decide where you'll travel for your field studies.
Is that right?
When you put it that way, it does make it seem like some kind of bargaining is taking place behind the scenes.
It was one of the conditions they gave in exchange for allowing Class 7 to be established. I'll admit, I hesitated to allow it, but I decided to place my hopes in you. We believed then, we still do, that one day you all will be a great light that can push back the darkness of this country. Well, I suppose when I put it that way, it sounds positively heroic. But that's just me. Don't feel too pressured by it.
One sec. Yeah, obviously there's going to be a few notes. With the way I take notes, yeah, there's going to be a few notes. That's for this section, because there's a lot to talk about.
Your students, first and foremost. Reach out and grab that fragrant rose of school life. Join a club. Eat cheap food with your friends at midnight. Fall in love. We live but once. Make your youth count.
You know, it's weird, but hearing you say that kind of takes a load off my mind.
By the way, just earlier you said that we believed the Class 7 would be a great light. Is there someone else involved with Thor's who shares your vision for our class, Your Highness?
There is. Principal Van Dyke. I once attended Thor's myself and studied under him. He gave my proposal to establish Class 7 his full backing.
I see.
He's been particularly considerate toward us ever since we arrived at the Academy.
While he has no direct control over the running of the Academy, he does preside over the board meetings. And above all, he's the one who assembled an excellent team to give you first-rate training.
An excellent team, you say?
Are you referring to Instructor Sarah?
Well, she's certainly one of them. Still, coaxing her away from her former line of work certainly played a large part in giving Class 7 a great foundation. She is, after all, one of the strongest people in the Empire, and her experience makes her a natural field leader.
Wait, what?
Instructor Sarah? One of the strongest people in Erebonia?
Exactly what experience might you be referring to?
I've even heard rumors of her daring exploits myself. She was known as the Purple Lightning. Doesn't that sound exciting?
Wait. Purple Lightning?
I knew it.
If you two have heard of it, it must be a household name among martial artists.
That's right. Though I've just heard it in passing.
Ah, that young ace of the Erebonian Bracer Guild, and one of the Empire's most famous bracers. She has a history full of brave feats and dangerous deeds. She was even the youngest bracer to achieve A-rank status. Back then, she was known as the Purple Lightning. Now, you know her simply as your homeroom teacher.
And there's where that it's revealed. And of course, they give you a break point. If I didn't have to rush off to work yesterday, this is probably where we would have cut it. But no, I had to rush off to work, so we had to cut it much earlier than that. Alright, let's keep going. Because I'm only at the 2-hour mark. No reason to stop here. I'm not Steve, after all. 2 hours may be the standard, but it's also too low of a standard if you ask me. 4 hours per session is actually allows you to get further through a game than... Because then it doesn't take you like 14 billion years to get through one game. Thanks for seeing us out. I never would have guessed you were friends with Princess Elfin of all people. I wish I knew how much of what she said was genuine. Hey, Elise? Huh? Thank you for taking the time to come here today. Take care on your way back to your lodgings. We will, thank you. Thanks for showing us around. Good night. Good night, everyone. What? Don't worry. I can kind of understand where she's coming from. I doubt anyone could have guessed is that Her Highness would extend such a bold invitation to you. I'm not sure how that's my fault. Ah, yes, I almost forgot. Reen, I have a small favor I'd like to ask of you. Of me? Your Highness? Oh, you're going to ask him. But of course. You see, tomorrow I will be attending a garden party sponsored by the local government for the start of the festival. Or rather, Machias' father invited me to attend. Yes, I seem to recall hearing that myself. That's the one at the Crystal Garden in Mater Park, right? Indeed. Anyway, let's not waltz around the matter. I was rather hoping that you would join me as my dance partner, Reen. Does that mean... Do you think Her Highness knows that old saying, a dance today, a wedding tomorrow? Okay, this admittedly is kind of one of those things. People have used this to kind of state that they don't like Reen. Now, okay. The reason I got so mad at Lore, let's just explain this. The reason I got so mad at Lore was because he basically acted like Reen was one of the worst protagonists ever. It's just like, fucking really, dude? Like, I'm sorry, you have stood up for way worse fucking protagonists. I mean, Tidus. Come on. That arrogant fucking twat waffle? Oh, let me rephrase that. That arrogant, whiny twat waffle? Like, fuck. I know that's what it needs for the setting, but he's nothing but a fucking prat. Reen at least has some fucking humility to him. But the one criticism I can't actually argue with is that the writing really makes him a huge ass chick magnet, as so many women seem to pine for him in some capacity. I mean, we've already seen this. Elise is crushing on him hard. He gets the entirety of Class 7 to come together. Multiple girls effectively want him. Yeah. To be honest with you, that's actually one of the reasons why I liked Eunice so much, was because she effectively was like the was Reen's like kryptonite in many ways. Because it was like, because she didn't immediately fall for him. In fact, it took forever for her to really warm. It takes her forever to warm up to him, which makes sense given her her ego problems, and such. But yeah, no, it's like, you're really gonna bitch out the guy who has some frickin' humility to him? Give me a break. I'm not sure that's fully in the realm of tabloid speculation. Still, there's no denying that many would interpret it that way. Whoa, hold on a minute. I don't think I can, I mean, it would be an honor, but it's like too great an honor for someone like me. Oh, not at all. Your father may be a baron, but the Schwarzers have long had deep ties with the Imperial family. I apologize if this comes across as rude, but inviting you would likely create less opposition than if I were to invite Eustace. I see. Well, I can't deny that. You needn't apologize. I find your choice rather fascinating, actually. Eustace, you're not helping. Anyway, I really don't think I'm the man you want. But sometimes I can barely keep from tripping over my own feet. Is that so? Elise once told me that she asked you to help her practice the finer points of ballroom dancing. In fact, she says you are an excellent dancer, that you step lightly and very gracefully. Is that not true, Reen? Well... I understand. It was rude of me to trouble you with a petition like this on such short notice. And besides, I don't suppose you would have much interest in dancing with a little girl like me. No. Oh, that's not what I mean, Your Highness. Whew, that's my sister, all right. She really knows how to twist the knife. Your Highness, please. You too, Prince Alert. Looks like they're having fun. I had no idea the Imperial family was such a lively and cheerful bunch. I get the feeling they aren't all like this. Ah, I see now. How could it not cross my mind? Perhaps the truth is that you already have your heart set on someone else. Or is there someone you're already courting? Well, do you? I'm positively dying to know which maiden has conquered the battlefield of your heart. Wait, yikes. How am I going to get out of this one? I'm not sure how to turn her down gently. Very well, I shall relent this time. Huh? However, next year I'll be 16, just like your sister. That's when I'll be making my debut into high society, so I'd be very happy if you'd give my invitation some thought. Yeah. Well, aren't you the lucky one? Her Highness really seems to have taken a liking to you. You really ought to have accepted her invitation. It might have led to something truly unexpected in the future. Nah, I doubt it. It seemed like she just took an interest in me because I'm her friend's brother. She didn't seem all that serious about it, so I figured she was just trying to tease the two of us. Can't deny it seemed that way. But I get the impression that it wasn't all that was going on there. You weren't the only one and feeling nervous that whole time. Prince Oliver was an even more unusual person than I'd heard. No doubt about that. He seemed entertaining to be around. To think that he's the one who made Class 7 possible. He seemed easygoing, but hearing him talk about our class made what we're doing feel even more important. And besides, he gave us plenty of other useful info. Yeah, including the fact that the board of directors seems to have their own agenda for us. I have no idea what they're planning, but their motives are incredibly suspicious. Agreed. Hearing about the instructor's background kind of threw me for a loop too. I wouldn't have imagined she used to be a bracer. Maybe because you don't really see them around anymore to begin with. A rank is more or less the highest you can be too. I assume you already knew about her history feat? Yep, the guild is every Jaeger Corps' main competition after all. Probably even ran into her a few times during our operations. Really? Unbelievable. I'd almost forgotten about those good old days. I almost forgot about those good old days. Instructor? How long have you been there? So, looks like you finally found out about my work history, huh? I guess that kind of tarnishes my ravishing adult charm a bit then. I hate to break it to you, but you didn't have any to begin with. Shh. Did you hear an old maid sighing? What was that? Good evening, everyone. Captain Claire? This is quite an unusual combination. Let me be the first to assure you that this wasn't my idea. But the governor's asked me to tell you that tomorrow's field study is being put on hold. Instead, you get the exciting opportunity to help this lady and her goons with their evil schemes. Huh? What evil schemes? Sarah, could you maybe not try to put them off entirely before I've even had the chance to explain? Actually, there's a matter I'd like all of you to help us with. I've discussed this with the governor, and he decided it would be the best way to handle the issue. Now, if you'd be so kind as to get on board, I'll explain everything to you at the command post in Heimdall Central Station. Same day, 21:30. Terrorists? Indeed, I'm afraid we have no choice but to define them as such. Unfortunately, we have no clue as to their aim, nor do we know the names of the group's members, its size, or its history. At present, it doesn't even seem that the terrorist group has established a name for itself. That's a lot of unknowns. Would I be correct in assuming... Excuse me. Would I be correct in assuming that the man we met in the North Highlands, who was trying to start a war, is a member? So he's the one of them, huh? He said his name was Gideon, or G, or something like that. So that's what that man you encountered in the Highlands was up to. He does sound like the terrorist type. And you think he and his group are going to try something tomorrow, on the first day of the summer festival? We're currently operating under that assumption, yes. The summer festival lasts 3 days, and unlike terrorists in other provinces, only the first day garners much attention. Or festivals in other provinces. And unlike festivals in other provinces, it's been a month since the incident in Nord. If they intend to make their next move soon, tomorrow is a likely time. I have to agree. Terrorists do love their time in the spotlight, after all. And considering how easily Gideon gave you his name, I'm betting we'll start to see them acting more openly soon. First, you gather arms and other like-minded allies in secret. Then you reveal yourself with a bang and keep going in quick succession. That's the typical terrorist MO, I see. And you want us to assist with the countermeasures against them? Right. The RMP will be joining forces with the Heimdall Military Police to bolster the capital's security. Unfortunately, as big as the capital is, I can't say with complete confidence that there will be no holes in our security. That's where you come in. You'll be assisting our security measures as a reserve force. It'd sure be nice if the guild was still active here. They would come in mighty handy right about now. Yes, I don't disagree. Sarah, you do know that the RMP had no involvement in the guild's withdrawal from the capital, right? Oh, really? I mean, your boss has said that brother of yours could hardly make their opposition to the guild more obvious if they tried. Well, yeah, as I said, the reason why bracers aren't more active in Erebonia is because Osborne's an idiot. Or egotistical. Mystical, really, take your pick. His goal should have been to control the Bracer Guild. Yeah, I know, an impossibility, but there's a little thing called sleight of hand. Give me a minute. I am getting so fucking sick of those scam calls. As soon as I hear the word social insurance in a robotic voice, I hang up. Anyways, where the fuck was I? Right. So yeah, Osborne's a bit... I know Osborne wouldn't have been able to control the bracers, but it's like... Come on! The bracer system would not have allowed them to interfere. I stated this back with Sky 1. And unlike with, say, the Star Trek's Prime Directive, the Prime Directive of the bracers is we don't get involved unless with internal matters unless the governments of that area ask us to get involved in internal matters. That's why the Bracer Guild dealt with the coup in Sky 1, for example. You know? Oops. Wow, these two really seem to have a messy history between them. It sure looks that way, especially with where the guild is concerned. Although it sounds like your brother has been keeping busy in Crossbow recently. So, what's it gonna be? Whether you choose this as your field study task as for tomorrow is totally up to you. If you decline, there are plenty of tasks the governor needs taken care of, like you've been doing for the past 2 days. The summer festival is a busy time, after all. Lots of little details that need to be squared away. I think I speak for Group A when I say, hey, we'd be glad to join in with the anti-terrorist countermeasures. Group B feels the same. Alright then. Thank you for your assistance, everyone. Now, let's move right along to confirming the patrol routes those you'll be following. Now, this place, wow, this place sure brings back memories. Up until about 1.5 years ago, I'd swing here at least once a week. Really? I wouldn't be surprised if I'd seen you around before then. Well, I did end up getting to know your sister. Fiona, right? Works as a piano teacher? Seriously? Wait, she did say she knew someone who worked at the guild. I guess she was talking about, talking about the instructor. And my battery being low, which is covering Laura's dialogue. Okay, that was actually too funny, and I couldn't perfectly time that if I tried. Still, instructor, what is it that caused the guild to withdraw from the capital? I've been wondering that for a while now myself. The guild used to be pretty active here in Urbonia, right? Well, yeah. The direct cause was guild branches all over the country being blown up. But I'm sure you already knew that. The culprits were a Jaeger Corps hired by a nasty bunch the guild was at odds with at the time. Well, still is, but anyway. Thanks to a dependable ally, we were able to defeat the Jaegers. But by then, the Imperial government had its eye on us. They started making life difficult for us, took away most of the guild's authority in the country, leaving our hands tied. Eventually, the branches here started closing one by one, and with no real prospect of ever reopening. So that's how it was. Instructor. Don't worry, your dad might be the city's governor, but he wasn't really involved. A certain friend of his, however, was very involved. You're talking about Chancellor Gileath Osborne, representative of the Imperial government, I assume. Yep, him and his cronies in the Imperial Intelligence Division, aka the Ironbloods. The other reason Sarah kind of stares down her nose at Claire, by the way. It's kind of like a sister organization to the Railway Military Police. Anyway, after that I was out of a job, and that's when Principal Van Dyke came and offered me a position at the academy. I started as a combat instructor last spring, and after that I wound up being chosen as your class's homework teacher. I still help out the guild from time to time, though. That's how I ended up bringing in our Jaeger princess here. Knock it off. I read that wrong. Knock it off. See, this is why I never claimed to be a good voice actor, because I'm not. Anyways, so that's what happened. You mentioned that a Jaeger Corps was responsible for the attacks. What was its name? Oh, it wasn't the same group Fee used to run with. They were called Jester, not a particularly high-ranking outfit. I see. Worried about me? Well, I did suspect that it was likely a different corps. From the sound of it, the Jaeger Corps Fee belonged to was a pretty large one, though. Oh, definitely. She was with Cypher. Their leader was the insidious guy known as the Jaeger King. You name a combat specialty, Zephyr had it covered. They were the only corps on par with the Red Constellation, which has its roots in the Berserkers of the Middle Ages. They caused me plenty of trouble back when I was still a full-time racer. Look who's talking. You caused us plenty of trouble yourself. It's hard to believe this all happened to people we actually know. Yeah, it sounds more like a story out of some novel. Anyway, the terrorists you've been hearing about lately aren't part of any Jaeger Corps. I figured that was the case. Really? Anyways. Generally, Jaegers are interested in just two things, money and fighting. The Gideon guy you encountered in the North Highlands doesn't seem to fit that description, though. If I had to guess, I'd say he's acting on some kind of deep-seated grudge. Grudge, huh? Well, it's hard to say anything for sure. I never met him myself. From what I understand, he did seem particularly tenacious. He was definitely that. Which means we're really going to have to step it up for our patrol tomorrow. Your involvement is just a precautionary step, but if you're going to help, give it your best, I say. Seems like your teamwork is smoother than ever, so all the better. Anyway, it's late, so get your report written and get some sleep. I'm gonna crash one of the empty rooms upstairs. The instructor never changes, does she? You sure? She seemed more talkative than usual. Feels like she was pushing herself. Now that you mention it, she did seem far more forthcoming with information than usual. Maybe she's feeling a bit weird being back in her old workplace? You may be right. Still, I guess we're not really in any position to be worrying about her. We'll just have to do our best to coordinate with Group B tomorrow to make sure everything goes smoothly. Agreed. Alright, the sooner we get that report written, the sooner we can get some sleep. That night... Thought I heard something outside. Maybe I should check it out. Sounded like footsteps. Did someone go downstairs? Oh. Instructor's here. Oh, did I wake you up? I just thought I heard something, so I came to see what it was. Can't sleep? Just feeling a little nostalgic being back here, I guess. Years ago, someone had suggested that I become a bracer, and that's what I did. I spent my days working with a bunch of old friends and companions, going through request after request. It seems weird now how busy I used to be back then. It does sound like work kept you on your toes. Still, well, this building must mean a lot to you, huh? Yeah, it does. I'd be lying if I said I didn't wish I could be back to those days sometimes. It was definitely exhausting, but I guess I was usually having too much fun to notice. More than anything, I really felt like I belonged there. But don't get me wrong, and don't get me wrong though, I really enjoy my work now too. Do? How could I not? I ended up becoming your class's instructor. As far as I'm concerned, life's just as fulfilling now as it was back then. No need for you to get all soft and start worrying about me. Alright. But I'll keep doing whatever I can, so that you'll always feel like you belong here with Class 7. Thanks. Look at us, up in the middle of the night talking away like a couple of barflies. If we had a bottle or two here, I would have loved to drink until dawn with you, but we're all out. Tragic. You do know I'm too young to drink, right? Well, we should probably get back to our rooms and get some sleep. Tomorrow's gonna be another action-packed day, so we'll need all the rest we can get. Too true. We'll be be counting on you again tomorrow, instructor. You're gonna need my tender mercies too. And you've got some hard work coming your way, so you better get a good night's sleep.
Keep up the good work.
The time is finally at hand. At last, the hammer of judgment shall rouse this indolent capital from its slumber.
Yeah!
Comrade G, all of the necessary preparations are complete.
But it feels like you have so few men accompanying you.
Wouldn't it be wise to call in a few others for backup?
There's nothing to fear. As long as I have this flute, not even the railway military police stand a chance of stopping us.
Tomorrow, the people of this land will at last know our name. My dear comrades, I shall be counting on you all.
Yeah!
Day of the Summer Festival. Alright, I'm going to check on Group B while heading over to the Railway Military Police's command post. Just give me a call on your Arcus if you find anything during your patrols, okay? Will do, instructor. Leave it to us. Still, I was expecting Captain Claire to be our point of contact. Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to agree to cooperate with the Railway Military Police. I'm not exactly delighted about working with them, but things are looking pretty serious. I'm helping them this once and acting as your point of contact, but I won't let them forget for a minute that they owe me. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Tell Fiona thanks for the breakfast. Sure thing. Alright, we should get moving too. We've got our designated areas, so we'll be patrolling them one by one, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious. Instructor Sarah said she'd contact us around noon too. Let's be off then. Yeah. Okay. Hey, I'm guessing the city's gonna be packed with people since it's the first day of the summer festival. That's all the more reason we need to stay especially vigilant. Okay. So, we're gonna do the hidden quest first. God damn it. Okay, So... back to this guy. Bond. Is it him? No, it's not. I do hope he notices and comes back here. Wonder what's wrong. I don't know. He kinda stands out in that suit, though. We should ask. Excuse me, is something the matter? Are you speaking to me? As a matter of fact, I'm trying to find the owner of this briefcase. Lost briefcase, huh? Where did you find it? Slow down now. It's not quite accurate to say that I found it, or that he lost it. I actually have this exact briefcase, as you see. As fate would have it, I bumped into him and into the owner of this one earlier, which led us to mistakenly taking each other's. That's ridiculously unlucky. What an absurd coincidence. I could scarcely believe it myself. I came back here the moment I realized, hoping he'd do the same, but he's yet to turn up. That explains things. Regardless, I plan on waiting here for a while longer. Thank you for lending me a friendly ear, though. You're welcome. Could we offer him our aid, Lee? Would you mind if we lent you a hand? We might be able to find him if we ask around. Are you sure? I'd feel terrible burdening you like that. But simply waiting for him to return may not be the most effective method here. Don't worry about us. Oh, you're all so kind. Are you truly sure about this? We wouldn't offer if we weren't. Thank you so much. Alright, if I'm going to be relying on you, then I should probably introduce myself. My name is Bond, and I'm currently employed as a broker in Crossbell. I've only come to Heimdall a few times, so I'm not all that familiar with it. Your kindness means a lot. I'm glad we noticed you then. Yeah, no one wants to be in a situation like this while they're abroad. Would you mind telling us about the owner of this briefcase? Of course. He was a rather old fellow wearing both a suit and a hat. Oh, and there's a guidebook in this briefcase that details the major attractions of the summer festival, too. It mentions Princess Elfin's limousine passing through the Garnet District during this afternoon's parade. And next to that, it was a little note that read, "Don't miss this." That's about all I could tell you, unfortunately. I think that might have been enough. Guess we should ask around the Garnet District first then. Yeah, he might be there already. Finding him shouldn't prove too difficult with the description we received. Especially when we know the exact model of the briefcase we look out for, too. Speaking of which, is there anything notable in your briefcase? The bunny plush I bought for my daughter would stand out the most, I imagine. Understood. We'll keep that in mind. We'll start searching immediately. Thank you. I really hope you find it. So yeah, we've got some running around to do. Starting with Garnet Street. Welcome. Are you here for some fresh juice? Unfortunately not. There's something we'd like to ask you. Explain. Yeah, I saw a guy like that. Not too long ago, actually. So he was an exact match? Yep. Old man with a briefcase wearing a suit and hat, right? Bingo. That must be him. Yeah, we're actually trying to find him. Did he tell you anything that it might have given you an idea of where he was going? He did ask me if there was a good place to sit down and relax around here. He also mentioned that he wanted somewhere simple since everything here is so expensive. So where did you tell him to go? I recommended Alto Street, which isn't too far from here. In retrospect, maybe I should have been more specific and recommended the store. Oh, where Elliot lives. Yeah, if that's where he is, then checking Etoll is probably our best bet. Allow us to make our way there, then. Thank you for your cooperation. No worries. To Alto Street. Here we go. Hey, Reed, check out the briefcase over there. That must be the guy we're looking for. Excuse me. Hello there. Is there something you need from me? Funny you should ask. Explain. Really? Well, let me check. Oh no, this really isn't my case. You were right. Please take me to this Bond person right away. Please accept my apologies for not noticing sooner. I don't come to Heimdall that often either, so your quick thinking saved us both. Oh no, I can't take the credit for this. It's all thanks to these students that things worked out. All I did was stand here and wait. These young men and women are so kind. Once again, allow me to express my thanks to all of you. Not everyone would take the time to search for me like you did. I'd like to second that. Part of me was worried that I wouldn't be able to return to Crossbow, but now I can, all thanks to you. There's no need to thank us. Really, we didn't do much. That's hardly true. Please take this. It's a little something from Crossbow. It's not much, but I hope it'll convey my appreciation. We meet again, Nishi. You sure we can have this? I insist. Thank you. Is there anything you need before we leave? No, I think everything is going to be just fine. Thank you once again. In case of emergency, complete. So there we go. So now, we've got a bunch of locations to go and head and visit. Alright, so... Crow!
Woohoo! I'm on a roll! I can almost taste that grand prize.
Oh, come on. Of course my headphones have to fall off my head. Because why wouldn't they? Off with Turbo.
Ah, hey guys! How's that field study coming along?
Oh, it's going fine. But why are you here?
Oh, you don't know? Classes don't run back at the Academy during the summer festival. So I came here to squeeze as much fun as possible out of this fortuitous bit of free time.
Meaning?
The summer races, of course.
Wait, you came all the way here to bet money on horse racing? We're minors! We're not allowed to place bets?
Do I look like a lawbreaker to you? There's a magazine that's running a prize contest for the summer races. You send in your predictions, and if you're spot on, you win a really fancy prize.
So you came all the way to the capital just to check on that?
If only we all had such boundless energy.
All right, time for some serious praying to the goddess. I'll leave the money here, okay?
Thank you very much. Come back anytime.
Anyway, I'm heading over to the cathedral over in the Sankt District.
Oh, it's pronounced Sankt, excuse me.
Thanks.
Come on, goddess, let me win that prize.
That seems a rather pedestrian thing to pray for.
So irresponsible.
That's Crow for you. Looks like there's still places here we haven't explored. Let's go look somewhere else.
Yep, that is indeed Crow for you. least he's not an alcoholic. The alcoholic bird this time. What's wrong? Did you notice something? I thought I sensed someone suspicious. Do you think it was one of the terrorists? We can typically depend on Fee's instincts, at times like these. Might have been my imagination. Lots of people excited for the festival here. Could have been one of them. Either way, that's something we should note in our report. Like Laura said, your instincts tend to be accurate. Yeah, agreed. That's all there is to investigate on Vancouver Street. Time to move on to other areas of the city. We'll continue on to Alto Street. We'll just tackle them in order. What's wrong, Milton? Milton? Oh, hi, Elliot. There's a pretty interesting rumor flowing around them at the moment about someone just vanishing all of a sudden. Did you say vanishing? Do you know any more details? Oh, caught your interest, I see. I don't know, this is some good stuff. It might even be too juicy to share. Speak up, or we'll force it out of you. Right, okay, I get it. Dang, you two are scary. Harry. Oh, you have no idea, kid. Those glares aren't just for show. Okay. Anyways,